Happy Friday. Give me a second. I'm just trying to get my stuff together here. Hope everybody's doing good. I didn't change my paper tonight. I was busy making cards. Before we get started, I just wanted to mention that I just started a birthday club which celebrates you. You'll find the post, hey do, on my blog and also on this page. If you sign up for the month of your birthday, you'll get a handmade card from me at the beginning of the month, and you will also get a coupon in your card for 15% off an order. No minimum, no maximum. Whatever you want to spend, you get 15% off. You can either order it on your own, and I will send you the 15% through PayPal, or you can give me the order that you would like, and I'll figure it out, and then you just send me the money through PayPal or check, and I will order the stuff, and it will be sent directly to you. Okay, so tonight's card, let me just grab it, see what I did with it. That's the one thing I forgot to grab, is the card itself. And what did I do with it? Give me a second while I see what I did with this crazy card. This is the card we'll be making tonight. It is using the Blossoms in Bloom. And I pulled my iPad out because if you go to the store, the Stampin' Up! Store, and pull up the Blossom in Bloom bundle, it says that the stamp is created to create depth with a watercolor look in your images just by using the stamp set. But what I'm going to do today is actually do watercolor stamping. Now this card is in silver, and I did actually die cut another silver die. The dies are actually very pretty. Let me just pull this out from over here. Here's the die. And then it has a second one where you can create a second color on the flower after you stamp them. And then you can layer with the smaller ones also. But the technique I'm going to be doing tonight actually uses a stamp pad. And I'll warn you now, I do not have the Stamparatus because I never thought I would ever use it. I usually use the acrylic blocks. But after doing this card, I am going to order the Stamparatus. But getting back to the die cut, I actually ended up cutting it out, and I have to take all these little pieces out here, in copper. I think with the Rich Razzleberry, the copper might look really nice. So I'm just going to give you a different perspective using the copper instead of the silver. And while I'm talking, I'm just going to, if you notice, the copper actually has a very thin piece of a clear paper on the back. And if you pull it, it pulls out all the little pieces from inside. Makes it just a little bit easier. And you could always, if you wanted to, die cut this in, say, black. Might be a nice idea. Die cut it in black. Save all your little copper pieces here and insert these little copper pieces to create another card. I think maybe I will just save these and do just that. And I'll show you how it looks tomorrow. So like I said, I am not using a Stamparatus, but I will be getting one. And I'll show you right here. This is the Stamparatus. I'm using a mini Misty tonight, and only has one flap. The Stamparatus actually has two. One on the side and one at the top, which would have come in handy with this card because of the leaves. But it's still doable with the Misty. And then I'm also using the Spritzer, which is right here, and it has some water in it. And that's how we're going to make this card. So like I said, I am using the Rich Razzleberry, and like I said, I did cut out the silver, but we're going to use the copper. And if you wanted to save on your copper sheet, you could always take one of the rectangle dies and cut the middle out, so you'll have the middle of this for a different project. I didn't for tonight. And then I am using the shimmer white paper. Probably can't see it on the camera, maybe a little bit, but it's a shimmery white paper that I'm using. So let's get started. We're just going to take this, make sure I don't touch my magnets together. I have a way of doing that all the time. And we're just going to set this in here. Grab our stamp, and you can see it is a large stamp. And we're just going to center this the best we can on the sheet. Let me just see. Take a look at this for a second so I know where these flowers are. I'm going to turn it this way. Okay. And we're just going to close this up. Rich Razzleberry paper, and we're going to use the Rich Razzleberry stamp pad. And I'm actually going to get a scrap of paper because I do not want this to be, I want to be able to stamp off. So the first layer, and let me move this over so you can see. So we're just going to ink up this stamp, and we're going to stamp it off because I do not want the first layer to be so dark. So let's stamp it off. Open it up, see how dark that is. Now we're going to take another, let me grab another piece of scrap here. Cover up our piece of paper. Let me just get all my stuff out of the way. And we're going to take the spritzer, and we're actually going to spritz the stamp. And stamp. Now we're going to let that dry a little bit. Let me grab my baby wipes. Yes, there is shimmery white paper. It's actually very pretty, too. Just gonna clean this off a little bit. Because now what we're gonna do, put that to the side. Okay, grab my little brush. We're gonna take the brush and we're going to darken the center of these flowers. Just like that. Again, take your paper, cover up so you don't, and just mist it. And then stamp it again. And the insides of the flowers are darker. Now we could have done this in, let me just grab another sheet. We're going to try it in the Rococo Rose. That might be, I'm just not liking how dark it is. Let me just cut this really quick. 4. It's just too dark for me tonight. So we're going to try it in a different color. Just wipe off this stamp. I'm going to try this again. Like I said, I just don't like the way that looks. And this one, the Rococo Rose is a little lighter. So we'll just ink this up. I'm wondering if I should stamp it off. Yep. Okay. So now we're going to spritz. And stamp. Much better. I should grab my heat gun, just dry this off a little. Let me just get a little piece of hair right here. I guess from my cat. Let me just grab my heat gun. We'll dry this pretty quick so we can go to the next section. Okay. I don't know if anybody's ever mentioned it to you, but for your heat gun, always make sure you unplug it after you're done crafting and you leave your craft room. I've heard some stories lately about people in their hot glue guns. Okay, so this is, now we're going to use the Rich Razzleberry for the center. And I'm just using a actual makeup brush. I think I got them from Walmart. And we're just going to cover this up. Give a little spritz. and then you can see the difference. It's a little darker. Let's close this up, and we're actually going to take this off. I'm gonna have to clean that up a little bit. Now, what we're gonna do next is, and I actually have a one in purple that I've been using as a template, and we're going to find out exactly how get this to fit exactly. Just put the magnet just so you don't move it around, just like that. Then we're going to grab these sweet little flowers, and we're going to put them on so it matches. Just want to make sure I get these to match. And it looks like that one. It goes this way. And we're laying it stamp side down. And then we're going to do the same thing with this side. Just want to make sure again that I have it the right way. Make sure you don't move anything. And then we're going to close it up. Now, like I said, if I had the Stamparatus, I could have done my leaves at the same time with the other flap. But where I only have the one, I have to do it one step at a time. So now I am using the Seaside Spray. And we're going to stamp up the flowers. Just going to wipe this off so I don't get it on my sheet. And stamp that one again. Has a little bit of... And then let's cover up your image. Spritz the flowers. Now it is going to be off the page a little because I did it 5 1/4 by 4. So it is just, it's going to be off the page just a tad. So there's our little flowers. Now we're going to do the inside of the flowers. Let me just grab my marker. And I have a Stampin' Right marker. And this is in the Dapper Denim. I haven't gotten my new in colors, otherwise I would use the Misty, what is it called? Misty Moonlight. So I'm using Dapper, and I'm just going to take it and add some darkness to the centers of these leaves. And then cover up, spritz, and stamp. Okay, we'll give that a couple minutes to dry. You know, these cloths are actually leaving lint. I have to use my scrubber from my, after we're done. Okay, now we're going to do the leaves. Now the leaves are a little different because we only have one leaf. And also I'll have to open it and close it. But we're going to go back to our template. Make sure you line it up. I know it seems like it's just so much work, but it does turn out to be a really pretty card. So we're going to put that leaf there. And then I have a little teeny tiny one, and we're just going to put that one on that leaf there. And then close it up. And grab, do it in Pear Pizzazz. Yes, those are the Stampin' Right markers. So we're just going to hit the leaves, cover the picture, spritz, and stamp. Okay, so now we have to put it on in a different spot. It goes this way. So we're going to take this one, move this out of the way. This is going to go here. And then this little one. See, I knocked it. It's going to go right here. Okay. Ink up the leaves. Cover. And just spritz. And stamp. Okay. Now we'll give this a few minutes to dry. Let me dry this off a little bit. We're done with the stamps. Just gonna take this and put it aside. Okay. Now, while this is drying, what I'm gonna do, let's see. Let's take the Light So Saffron and Light Soft Suede, and the middle will be covered. I'm going to use the nib, but I'm just going to add some color so it shows through. This way I'll give it a chance to dry a little bit. And we're not going to really see this too much, so you don't have to be too fussy with your coloring because it's going to be covered up. And then we have some soft suede. Just going to dot it a little bit. And then I'm going to go over it again. Just adds a little bit more color. paper actually looks nice and shimmery. Okay, so now that this is dry, I am going to take it and run it through the Big Shot. So give me a second with the Subtles embossing folder. And actually what I'm going to do, here it is here. Just so you know, I'm going to take it and run it through this way. And then I'm going to turn it and run it through again this way. So it has a linen look to it. So just give me a second. I'm just gonna take my Big Shot apart. It's actually full of silver pieces from when I cut out the silver frame. Okay, so we're going to run this through quick. I can't wait until the new cut and emboss comes out. I need a new one. I do have an electric one, the Gemini large one. I just like cranking. Okay, so I ran it through. You can see now the paper looks textured. I'm going to use the rich raspberry. Get these out of the way. And let me unplug my heat gun, because we do not need that anymore. Sorry about my arm. Because I know me, I'll forget to unplug it. And we're just going to, for now, take this off. So I have the glass mat exposed. Now if you'd like this make and take for free, instead of spending $35, $20 with this host code, before Monday I will send it to you for free. Okay, so I wanted to take that off because I wanted to expose the glass mat underneath. I'll just wipe this off a little bit. Because when you distress or you want to blend a background, doing it on a glass mat is much easier because the ink gets on your mat and you can actually pick up some more color. So I am going to use my blender. I just love these. Open this up. I'm just going to grab a couple more wipes, which seem to have dried out. That's okay. We have a spritzer here. We can spritz them. So all you do, get up our piece of paper. We're going to hold it down, start on here, and we're just going to go around the edge. And it's okay if you go over the image. You want to do the corners a little bit more so it looks like it's an oval. Down towards the bottom. See, I'm still picking up color off the glass mat. Up this side. Round that corner. And then across the top. And that's all there is to it. Adds a little bit of color. You can actually see the texture on the paper. You can still see the shimmer a little bit, which is pretty. And it just adds a little something. Sorry, I'm just scoring the card base. Okay, so instead of using the silver, we're actually going to use the copper. So you can see the difference in using the two. And I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but like I said before, we're going to have to trim. I have so many things here on my desk, I don't know. We don't need the silver. We want the copper. My brain folder disappeared. And I haven't used it yet tonight, so it must have taken a walk. Don't you love it? I know it's right here. I cleaned my desk up and put it away. Got all my stuff out. So I would have it. And it's probably right here in front of my face. It's usually how it works. So bear with me. Yep, here it is, right on the desk. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. But like I said, here's the front of the card. I still have to do a little poking. But when we lay this on, see how it overlaps the edge a little bit? So I'm going to have to trim that off. So we'll do that in a second. But we're going to put this layer on first. And let's see, let's use some snail. And I am out. Thankfully, these switch out really quick. Okay. And it doesn't work. Let's do one here. Actually, I did get the new adhesive. I didn't even give it a shot today. Came in my order, and I unpacked it, and I didn't even open and give it a shot yet. So I think there's a way to actually use it instead of running it straight. So I'm going to have to give that a shot over the next couple days and see how that works. Okay, let's just poke out these holes. There's not too many. And like I said, tomorrow I will try this card using, I got glue on my poker, cutting this out in black and filling it in with the copper. I think that'll look really pretty. Or even the brass. The foil paper just makes it look so elegant. And if I was thinking, I would have cut the center out, but that's okay. Okay, so that's ready. So what I'm going to do is, now this is an old one, they still have it. This is the fine tip glue pen. And I'm just going to lay it down on here because this glue seems to get all over. So nice and finely tipped. And we're just going to put some glue. Now this glue dries pretty quick, I noticed, so if we have some spots that are sticking up after I'm done, I'll have to go back in and just put the tip of that glue under to get it to hold. So you really don't want this. If I would have thought, I could have put on a sheet of adhesive. We now have the adhesives in sheets, where this is such a fine, delicate piece. I could have stuck this to a sheet of adhesive and then run it through, and it's upside down, run it through the Big Shot, and it would have adhesive on the whole thing. So we're just going to let that dry for a second to see. See this little area right here? Let me just grab I'm just going to add some glue right here. Like I said, this glue dries really fast, so I would suggest the adhesive because it would lay down, everything would lay down really nice. I don't know, can you hear the TV? The TV seems loud tonight. My husband was listening the last few weeks to the Gone with the Wind book. He's been listening to it for months. Just going to add a little bit of glue right here. Okay, so now that this is glued down, and there are still, this one piece just doesn't want to lay. Let me fold it over. I'm going to use this to hold it down so I don't get glue all over my fingers. Okay, so we're just going to use this little cutter, line it up and push it against the side here, and just cut off that edge. If I wanted to, I could have moved it over a little bit more, but that looks pretty. So now we're going to take this piece and we are going to add it to our copper layer. And I think I'll put it on this way. I actually didn't even put a sentiment on the front or anything. I just think this card is so pretty. It really doesn't need anything. But for what I did for the inside, and we're going to actually do that now, I believe. First we'll stamp. I'm just going to grab the little flower the garbage. My other blocks, I have my, working on a sunflower class, so I have my blocks using my sunflower stamps are on the other blocks. I didn't even bother taking them off. Okay, so for the inside of the card, you can see all I did was this little flower, and I'm actually going to stamp it off. I am going to spritz it. I'm doing it to the side so I don't, and we're just going to hit the middle because I want it not too dark. And then we are going to take the denim again, do the inside of the stamp. I mean, if you wanted to get fancy, you could put little veins in the petals. Take the spritzer. I'm going to spritz it again. Now you want to make sure that you line the flower up right. And I have not even in the camera range. So we stamped it a second time with the darker center. And again, just adding some color to the center. Gonna move this over. See this, you want to make sure, if I can do it, you put this pin back in. Oh, got it. So it doesn't clog. That thing is a stinker to unclog. Just going to move this stuff out of the way. So I'm going to move this again. Grab my Rich Razzleberry. And we're going to do the same thing to the edge of this card. Just have to turn it. And there's still ink on my glass. Okay. Grab, there it is. Wipe this off. As you know, see, I've already got it all over me. Cover this again. And then all I did was, you can see my cat was here. Grab this Rich Razzleberry again. And we are going to grab the Thinking of You. And I noticed, okay, I'm just going to ink this up, and you can see I put it right in this corner. And then I'm going to take a strip. I think I need to get some more glue. I don't know if there's any in here left. Oh, yep. Add some glue. Now I know this is going to be too long, and we're just going so we can tie the inside of the card to the outside. All I did was add a copper strip. For the other card I did a silver strip. Okay. Hi, Maury. Yes, they are Stampin' Ups. The little cutter, I actually, at the end of last year, or yes, the end of last year, this was a new recruit present. And it is, actually, I'm going to keep it out because it is fabulous. Yep, everything is Stampin' Up. I've been creating this card with the blooms and blossoms, and I did a watercoloring technique using a spritzer and a stamp pad, and the original card was in silver. And for tonight, hi Sue, how are you? Move it up a tad. Yeah, sorry, I was out of range. But yeah, the little cutter was for joining Stampin' Up. That was an extra gift you got. Like now for June, if you wanted to become a hobby or a demonstrator or a business builder, you can pick a free bundle, stamp and tool set. So actually this bundle, the blossom and bloom and the matching dies, you could get for free if you wanted to join my team. And it's I believe it's 60, if I'm not mistaken, it is the most expensive bundle, $60.25. So it'd be your $125 worth of supplies for $99. Then you'd get an extra $60.25 stamp set just for joining. And if you'd be interested and you'd like to learn more, you can always drop me a line. So we're just going to snail this on to this layer before we put it in the card. I will have the PDF for this posted in the group tomorrow. With all the information. And then on my newsletter this week, I haven't sent it out yet. I actually used a different stamp set called Game On. But before we do that, so here's the two cards. This one is the original one I did in silver, and here's the one in copper. Just a little different. I'll have to raise my camera. And then the inside. So like I was saying, this is the card that'll be the free PDF on my newsletter this week. It's using the Game On stamp set and the paper from the World of Good, which is beautiful. I actually did the little chess pieces and the dice too. I just haven't made anything with them yet. It's a cute set. And then I created the roulette wheel just to add something to the background. So if you're interested, sign up for my newsletter at galfridaystamping.com, and this is the free PDF this week. So here is the watercoloring card for tonight. if you'd like this free, like I said, like the free make and take, instead of $35, all you have to do is spend $20 by Monday using this host code at Gal Friday Stamping, and I will send you this make and take for free. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Maury. And head on over back to the group tomorrow. I'll let you know when the PDF is posted. Have a great night. Thanks for dropping by. It's great seeing everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye.